technical analysis. Sino familiar doon? Technical analysis. Or to be specific, the title of the first session is Key Technical Analytical Approaches to Investing. So very exciting, no? When I first heard about technical analysis 10, 12 years ago, it's something unique, no? And something that you really want to learn. And the first speaker is someone who is a distinguished person in this industry. So I'm very honored to introduce our first speaker. So just to give us a little background, no? Our first speaker is currently the Vice President of Operation at Citi Securities Incorporated, one of the largest global equities trading firms in the country. And he was exposed to stocks at an early age of 16 and has been trading global markets ever since, no, for more than 10 years already, ranging from the Philippines to the US, China, and of course Japan. He also currently serves as a board member and mentor at the Halum Trading Institute. So without further ado, I would like to introduce your first speaker for this afternoon, Mr. Lawrence Lee. Give him a round of applause, please.
Alright, good afternoon, guys. Parang narinig yung technical analysis, parang nakakantok, no? I've been doing this for 16 years. And if I talk about technical analysis today, tulog kayo lahat. Okay? So, sarap ng tawa ninyo. Okay. How many of you guys have any experience in the stock market here? Have a show of hands. How many of you guys have, in one shape or form, invested? I have one hand there, 2, 3, and the guys I work with over here, 4 or 5. I got 5 guys in this room that invest in the stock market. So it means that, do you guys know what the stock market really is? Guys, how many here have any idea what the stock market really is? Anyone? What that? No idea what the stock market really is? Okay, great. So this is what we're going to be talking about today. Is it working? All right. Okay. So, since you guys have no experience of what the stock market is, I'm assuming this is what you guys are here for. All right? A lot of people think the stock market is just a place for you to make money. Yes or no? How many think that? How many think of that? Stock market is a place for you guys to make money. That's like everybody, right? But do you guys actually know what the stock market really is? That's the problem. A lot of people think, ay, dun lang tayo para kumita ng pera. Right? But in reality, the stock market, if you look at this picture, represents what? What does this look like? It's a market. You guys understand? The stock market is just like a market. Like anything any market that you are participating in, the dynamics are the same. You're spending cash that you guys hard-earned, hard-earned ba ang cash ninyo? Hindi naman siguro nila ako, no? Right? Hard-earned cash in order to purchase something else, correct? Right? But in this case, you're not purchasing an iPhone or you're not purchasing, whatever you guys purchase on a day-to-day basis. You are purchasing ownership of companies. Make sense? So I have a few friends over here from LPU, tama? LPU? I have a few friends over there from LPU, and they asked me, gusto ko mag-invest sa hospital. Gusto ko mag-invest sa casino. Right? Gusto nila mag-invest sa hospital casino. Because I think they're taking up some form of health management. Tama ba? Hospitality management? Okay, hospitality management. And they said that they want to invest in a hospital. What you don't realize is that in the stock market, it allows you and gives you the capability of being able to invest in these industries. These companies that own Soler nearby, companies that own Makati Med, Cardinal Santos, all will eventually be listed in the stock market. So if you guys want to be an owner of these companies, you actually can. How many of you guys here like Jollibee? Jollibee. Walang tao dito may gusto ng Jollibee? You guys know you can also be owners of Jollibee in the market, right? So what you're doing is you're exchanging your cash in turn for ownership of Jollibee, of Soler, of Makati Med. You understand what I'm saying? Okay? But here's the thing. In the stock market, there are multiple kinds of people. All right? For you guys here, how many of you guys here want to take CFA or are taking CFA? I have a show of hands. Man, kakahiya naman CFA pag walang akat na kamay dito. How many of you here want to take CFA or plan to take CFA? All right. That means, why do you guys want to take CFA? Why do you guys want to take CFA? Why is it important for you guys? Para lang masabi niyo CFA ako, yung ano yan? Because you guys think that there is an edge to knowing what these companies are bringing. Yes or no? Right? That's why you guys want to take CFA. But here's the thing, in the stock market, lahat pa ng tao na sa stock market may CFA. Wala. So paano yan? Paano yung may ibang tao? What are the individuals that you find in the stock market? Okay? So here's the first kind of individual. The gamblers. Right? Remember, the stock market is still a market. That means there are going to be people that will be speculating in the market. Yes or no? Okay? So you have to understand, meron ding tao that they will turn the stock market into a casino. And yung mga tao na, when you look at share prices gumagalaw left and right, na-excite sila. Kayo ba yun? Right? Those are those people. They will be in the market. Okay? Next kind of people. Bargain hunters. How many here are bargain hunters? Pag pumunta kayo sa SM MOA dito, pag 3-day sale lang. Meron naman. Kayo ito katao, pati ako, ganun din naman ako eh. Right? SM Mega mo 3-day sale, pag nandun kayo, hanapin niyo ako, sigurado nandun ako. Right? There are bargain hunters. Are you guys bargain? How many are bargain hunters here? The same way in the market, meron din bargain hunters. You understand? Okay, what else? Ano to? Where do you find these guys? So they're scalpers, right? They're scalpers. They're the people, kahit mahal yung ticket, pag binili nila, may maluloko sila ibang tao. Tama? In the stock market, ganyan din, there are also scalpers in the market. Okay? And the last one is, I hope what you guys are here for, is for CFA, is those who try to want to learn what these businesses really represent. You understand? Okay. How many of you guys here want to be in the bottom right corner of this? Bottom right corner of this. How many of you guys want to be in the bottom right corner? Okay, this should must be out everybody. But here's the thing. You guys want to be in that bottom right corner, tama? But does that take away the fact na kasama mo pa rin yung other three guys in this picture, in the stock market? You guys get what I'm saying? Just because you guys are the ones that want to be the entrepreneurs, the business owners, doesn't take away the fact that the other three participants are still in the market. You get what I'm saying? And those three guys, is it important for you to know what those three guys are doing? Kasama mo sila sa market, tama? So parang may tiyangge kayo, sa tiyangge kayo, may sarili kayong stall. Right? But you guys are the entrepreneurs. You guys are the shop owners, legitimate, right? Pero may sa tabi nyo, meron yung mga scalper, meron mga bargain hunters sa kabila. Are they part of the marketplace? Yes or no? Yes. Do you need to know what the other guys are doing? Or do you just focus on yourself? How many think that you have to know what other people are doing? How many think that you just focus on yourself? Okay, now. See what I'm saying? Right? So here's the thing. Technical analysis and what we're going to be talking about today will give you an edge to figure out what everyone else is doing. Is that important? Yeah. Okay? But before that, we'll talk about CFA. Okay? You guys called me here to talk about technical analysis of pinag-usapan ko CFA. Why is CFA important to you guys again? What's important to know? Because you guys want to learn about the businesses and you guys want to be business owners. Yes or no? Yes, you guys want to be part of those people who want to own businesses, correct? Yes or no? Yes, okay. So what is CFA designed to do? What is it designed to do? It's to see whether or not there's an intrinsic value to a specific product. Yes or no? Yes or no? I want to buy this company, Jollibee. Do I need to know what Jollibee is worth today? Yes or no? Is it important for you to know whether you're buying cheap or expensive? Yes or no? Yeah, right? So let's have a workshop for you guys today. Yeah. Okay, what is this? How many of you guys drink this every day? Alam na gusto umamin. How many of you drink this every day? Nobody drinks this?
Every day. Not every day.
Okay, every day. Okay. Why is this important? When you guys see Starbucks, what do you see? It's just a cup of coffee, right? Once you become part of CFA, what do you see? What is this cup of coffee worth? You get what I'm saying? Right? So the way that you think now becomes, what is this product worth? Am I buying something cheap? Am I buying it expensive? Do you guys ever think about it in that sense? Seryoso? You guys think about it? What is this cup of coffee worth? Inisip talaga ninyo yun? No, I'm sure you don't, right? I see you, you're shaking your head. Pati ako, di ba? Bibili tayo ng kape, isipin pa natin mura o mahal. Ganun ba yun? Yes? Yes? Okay, how many say yes? How many say no? How many say hindi nyo iniisip kung mahal o mura? Walang gusto umamin? I got one late, I commend you for your bravery, I tell you. Okay, so let's examine. Sino umamin? Iniisip niyo kung mahal o hindi? Marami kayo. So tutulungan niyo ako sa exercise na to, taas kayo ng kamay. Okay, what goes into a cup of coffee? Starbucks coffee. Let's take a look. Okay, what's the first thing that goes into a cup of coffee? What goes into, come on guys, what's the first thing that goes into a cup of coffee? Coffee beans. What else? Water. What else? The cup. Is that all? What else? Huh? What else? I can't. What else? And the last and the most important one is what? The Starbucks experience, right? Okay, why do I ask this question? Why is the Starbucks experience so important? Is that part of the value of the cup of coffee that you buy at Starbucks? Yes or no? Yes. It is, right? The person that remembers your name, the person that knows what your order is, and serves you with a smile is part of what you're purchasing at Starbucks. Yes or no? Yes, it is. Is that easy or hard to value? Easy or hard to value? How many think it's easy to value the smile and the service? How many think it's super hard to value that? How many have no idea how to value that? You see what I'm saying? Right? So what you're doing here at CFA is not easy. Valuing companies is not easy. Right? But here's the more difficult part. How much is this cup of coffee? 95 lang. Anong taon ka bilang? How much is this cup of coffee? Short Americano, the one I have every single day, how much is that cup of coffee? Okay? For the one I have, short Americano every day, I don't have the Frappuccino because I think paying an extra $80 for Frappuccino, hindi ko ma-justify it. Okay? That's $120. Tama? This one on the right, may baso pa yan, hindi lang sachet yan. Right? It's $6. Okay, why do I ask this question? Pagkatapos nito, sino kung may gusto ng Starbucks? Pati ako, ayoko na rin eh. Okay, why do I ask this question? How much more is the Starbucks cup of coffee than the other guy? How much more? Not just 114, it's 20 times more. I can get 20 San Mig if I only drink 1 cup of coffee a day, I can drink for 20 days on the one on the right, or I can drink one of the one on the left. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah, so which one do you want? The one on the left, the one on the right? Are you sure? Which one do you have every day? The one on the left or the one on the right? Wait. That's the one you want, Which one do you actually have? The one on the right or the one on the left? Really? Hindi ako niwala sa inyo. Okay. What am I trying to pinpoint? I have to make a point somewhere, somehow, What am I doing all of these things? Is it the same cup of coffee? Yes or no? How many say yes? Is it the same cup of coffee? Iba pa talaga yan? Does it serve the same purpose? It serves the same purpose, but it's a different cup of coffee. What's the difference? The Starbucks experience, is that the difference? The price. Okay, guys, when you're looking at the intrinsic value of any product, what are you looking at? The cup? The coffee means the water. Do they all go into the same cup? Yes or no? They do. Right? So you're trying to value that cup of coffee. Do you understand? On the other side, why is one 20 times more expensive than the other?
Right.
How many people, kanina, tinanong ko sa inyo, how many people have Starbucks every day? Nawala na kanina, daming kamay, ngayon nawala na. How come? How come? Why do people like me pay 20 times more for a cup of coffee? Is it the convenience? Sasadya ko pa pumunta sa Starbucks para kunin yung kape, tama? So why do I do it? Do you understand what I'm saying? And the answer is, it doesn't matter. What's important is that you know that there is a disparity. You get what I'm saying? Because in disparity, something happens. Right? Because in disparity is where you make your money. If there is no disparity, is there any place where you make your money? You ever think about it in that sense? Okay? So this disparity of 114 pesos or 20 times more is where you individuals, if you know the difference, you can make your money. Make sense? Okay? So we'll talk about that. Before that, hey, I brought my 20-year-old calculator with me this morning. You guys see my calculator? Okay. Matawa na kayo, wala pang ginagawa eh. My friend, what's your name? Janelle. Everyone say hi to Janelle. Okay, Janelle. This is my 20-year-old calculator. How much do you think it's worth? Huh? Oh, depreciated pa. Okay. How much do you think it's worth? 150 na lang. How many think it's worth 150? Huh? Higher or lower? Higher. Okay, how much do you think my calculator? What's your name again? Cecil. How much do you think my calculator is worth? 500. Higher or lower? Higher. Okay. What's your name? Princess. How much do you think my calculator is worth? 700. Higher or lower? Higher or lower? Okay, how many say higher? Higher or lower? Higher pa. Okay. What's your name? Leah. How much do you think my calculator is worth? 800. Anyone happy with 800? Yes, yes or no? Yes. You want to buy it for me for 800? You want to buy it for 800? Wait a second. Didn't you guys say this is worth 800? I don't know, kanina. Nung binibenta ka na, no. Nung hindi ko binibenta, ano sabi ninyo? Okay, wait. What's the point I'm trying to make here? What's the point I'm trying to make here? I asked you guys to value my calculator, tama? Did we do that exercise? Ikot ako dito. How much my calculator was worth? Did you guys come up with a consensus on how much this calculator was worth? Yes or no? Yes. But when binibenta ko na, sino ba gusto bumili nito? Wala. How come? Is it the point to figure out how much this is worth? Yes or no? Yes. But the entire market, which is you guys, nobody wants to buy from me. Is it really worth 800? Kanina tinanong ko. Yes. Ngayon, no. What does that mean? You guys spend all your time figuring out how much this is worth, and at the end, nobody wants to buy from me. Okay. What does this mean? There is what we call intrinsic value. Intrinsic value is what this calculator is worth, correct? Or yes or no? The market price is what other people think the entire market feels this calculator is worth. You understand the difference? So even if I do this, who wants to buy this for me for 150 bucks? 150 bucks. You know what I'm saying? Junel, ano sinabi mo? 150. Mas mataas pa yung number niya kaysa sa value talaga ng calculator na to. You understand what I'm saying? The market value of this calculator is less than 150. How do I know? Nobody wants to buy from me. Kung piso, sino bibili nito? See the difference? You see what I'm saying? Right? The market price is what people today are willing to purchase this calculator at. There's a disparity in between. Right? And the disparity in between is how much money you guys will make or save. You get what I'm saying? Intrinsic value, ano hinahanap ninyong number? 800, tama? Ano market value nito? Piso. That's 799 is the money that you make because you're purchasing the value of this calculator at less than intrinsic value. Make sense? Okay. So, makalimutan ko yung calculator. Okay, in between, there are three things. There's disparity, there's sustainability, and there is expectations. Okay? So let's talk about each one. Disparity is the difference between market price and earnings. Earnings is what the intrinsic value of the item is. Market price is how much you're paying for it today. Tama? So theoretically, whatever this intrinsic value of my calculator is, the intrinsic value of this is, ano sinabi natin ulit? Intrinsic value. 800. So theoretically, this should be worth how much? 800. Theoretically. Tama? Realistically, peso lang, isang piso lang. Tama? So this is what happens. In reality, price is also affected by other things. One, perception. Okay? So, if you perceive this calculator was used by someone incredibly popular, do you think the value will go up? Yes. See what I'm saying? What's the next one? Expectations. Expectations is if this calculator you realize will get you to pass all of your CFA exams in the next 3 years, will the value go up? Yes. And the last one, emotions. If this calculator belonged to someone important to you, would the value of this calculator go up? Yes. You see what I'm saying? Right? So there are so many factors that play a role in the value of this calculator. And in between, different people would purchase it at a different price based on how it affects them. Make sense? So parang dulo, no? Right? Okay. Number 2, sustainability. Sustainability means what? If you know what you are buying and there is a disparity today, example, Jollibee falls by 50%. Well, masana, pero hypothetically, Jollibee share price falls by 50%. What happens? Do you trust that Jollibee will still be Jollibee tomorrow? Yes or no? Share price went down by 50%. Pero pag pumunta ka sa Jollibee bukas, parehong spaghetti tsaka chicken joy pa rin kinakain mo. Yes or no? Yes. Does it change?
No.
No. You get what I'm saying? But Bitcoin, you guys are familiar with Bitcoin?
Yes.
Yes. What is Bitcoin really worth? Does anyone know? Pag naglagay ako ng 1,000 pesos sa Bitcoin, ano ba binibili mo? Alam ba ninyo kung ano binibili ninyo? Yes or no? How many say yes? How many say they don't know what they're buying? See? You understand what I'm saying? There's a very big difference. So when you talk about sustainability and there's a price disparity somewhere, there is a difference. You know what you're buying. You know you're buying a company that has branches all over the Philippines and parts of the world. Yes or no? Which one do you buy, Jollibee or Bitcoin in this situation? You see what I'm saying? So it's important for you to know the disparity in between what share price is, market price, and intrinsic value. Make sense? Last one. Expectations. Expectations is important. So this is Apple. This is almost $1 trillion company. Who knows what Apple is? What Apple sells? Anyone know what Apple sells? Like 2 people in this room know what Apple sells? Apple sells a product, you probably use it every day. It's called the iPhone. Okay? Why do I make this point? Is $1 trillion a lot of money? I don't mean big. Is $1 trillion a lot of money? Yes. If you guys had $1 trillion, would you be very happy today? Yes. Okay. In order for it to go up 10%, how much does it have to go up? In terms of value. It's 1 trillion. In order for, if it goes up by 10%, how much in value did it go up? How much in value? $100 billion. Is $100 billion a lot of money? If I gave you guys $100 billion, would you be happy? More? What am I trying to say here? Think about it in a realistic sense. If you understood the value of any price whatsoever, market value of anything, if it goes up by 10%, you know it's a lot of money. Make sense? So, if this guy goes up by 10%, this is 13 billion. This guy owns Shopee and Garena. He's familiar with these with Shopee? How many people here shop at Shopee? Thank the Lord for Shopee, diba? What am I trying to say here? If this goes up by 10%, it goes up by $1 billion, right? So I know it's still a lot of money, but it's a far cry from 100 billion. Which one do you think is easier to double? The one that is worth 13 billion or the one that's worth 1 trillion? How many say Apple? How many say Shopee? You see what I'm saying? The perspective and understanding of whether or not the value of the current company can grow more over time, you need to understand those expectations. All of these have to deal with what we call market price, or, right? Market price. So, I haven't even touched on technicals. Dami ko na sinabi kung hindi ko pag-usapan yung technical analysis. No? Technical analysis is the study of market price. Technical analysis is the study of the people who are participating in the market. Everyone thinks technical analysis, parang charts lang yan. Chart lang ang charts. So, parang ganito. Parang ganito. Parang charts lang lahat. It's easy for us to remember, to forget that technical analysis is the study of market price. Ang dami kong sinabi because it's important for you to know not just what the calculator is worth, but also what the people in the marketplace think it's worth. Make sense? Okay. So, what do we have here? I'm just going to teach you something very basic. It's called exponential moving average. You see this yellow line and the blue line? You guys see it? Okay. Everyone asks me, if you guys knew the average price of the market, do you think you have an edge? Okay, ano ibig sabihin yun? If you wanted to buy this calculator, and you knew how much the entire market purchases this calculator, do you have an edge? Yes or no? Yes. These lines represent the average of the market over a set period of time. When you're going to use technical analysis, you have to have a benchmark of how much people think a certain product is worth. These are your guidelines. These two lines are your benchmarks. You see it? So in this chart today, the price is at 32. Tama? Price is at 32, yes or no? So over the past quarter, the average price of this stock is what? So the yellow line is at 33. Tama? Are people losing money over the last quarter? Yes or no? People are losing money over the last quarter. That means whoever bought that calculator over the last quarter and is holding on to the calculators today are losing money. Yes or no? Yes. You already have an idea of how people are reacting to the markets. Next, the blue line. The blue line is at 26. Tama? Over the past year, are people making money on their calculators? Yes or no? Yes. So over the past year, if you've been buying and selling these calculators over the past year, you're making money. Yes or no? Yes. Okay? So it gives a significant advantage to those people who know whether or not you're ahead, the market is ahead or not. Okay, what does this mean? Konti lang pala nag-invest dito. Okay. Kung kumikita kayo, masaya ba kayo? Yes or no? How many masaya? Okay. Kung natatalo kayo sa stock market, how many people masaya? Meron ba? Wala. How many people malungkot kapag nalulugi kayo? This is general behavior of people. You see? That means that I know if you guys are losing money today, I know kayo, hindi kayo masaya. Malungkot kayo. What does that mean? In any point in time, kung malungkot kayo, what happens kung isang kasi, yung hawak ninyo down 30%, masaya kayo malungkot? Sino malungkot? Wala? Down 30% yung hawak ninyo, down. Sino malungkot? If miraculously one day, pag open nyo ng portfolio, yung down 30% ninyo, bigla na lang, top lang. How do you guys feel? How do you guys feel? Happy? How many people feel happy? Wala? How many people feel greedy? Wala. How many people will sell their stocks or whatever they own that was losing 30% the previous day? How many people are selling? Wala? Okay, again. Let me rephrase that. May hawak kayong calculator. Okay? You bought this calculator for 500. The next day, people are selling it at 350. Masaya kayo malungkot? Malungkot. The next day, paglingon nyo, may gusto bumili ng calculator ninyo for 500. How many are buying it? How many are selling all of their calculators to that person? How come? Why would you do that? Kasi gumawa kayo ng kalokohan, hindi kayo pinarusahan. You understand what I'm saying? These are natural behaviors of people. So when you're looking at share prices and average prices, you have to understand, what are people feeling in the markets every single day? That is directly how you have to look at technical analysis. Technical analysis is understanding how people feel every single day. You understand? So let's take a look at this. People over the last quarter, are they happy? Malungkot sila, masaya? Over the last quarter. So the price currently is below the yellow line. People are losing money over the last quarter. Malungkot sila, masaya? Malungkot. The people who over the past year who have been buying this stock, malungkot sila, masaya? Masaya sila. You see what I'm saying? So just on the chart, you can already see the emotions of people and they explode off the page. Make sense? Okay. Next. If the price is above both lines, like this period here, this is what we call an uptrend. You see the price above both lines? This is when everybody's happy. How come it's important to know that everybody's happy? Is because if you are happy, what happens? You take on more risk. You're more aggressive, you're more reckless. You're willing to be able to invest more kasi kumikita kayo. You understand what I'm saying? Pag kumikita kayo, how many more people will go and say, I'm going to take more money and put it in the stock market? How many will put more money in the stock market pag kumikita kayo? How many people will put more money in the stock market pag nalulugi kayo? Wala lahat. You see what I'm saying? So it's important for us to be able to pinpoint these things. Make sense? Next. Sideways. Sideways basically is nobody knows where the market's going to go. Okay? So you want to be steering clear a little bit from that. And the worst is the downtrend. When prices are below specific levels, people are losing money. Okay? And during these times, you have to also stay away. How come? Like I said, in anything, sino gusto bumili pag nalulugi sila? Wala. You see what I'm saying? The same thing with my calculator. Pag binibenta ko 150 kanina, wala may gusto bumili. Sino may gusto bumili 130? Wala pa rin. 120, meron na? Wala pa rin. So what happens to the price, the market value of my calculator? It keeps going down. You see what I'm saying? You have to see whether or not there's an underlying demand for my product before you want to purchase. Yes or no? Yes. Okay. I'm just going to simplify it. Whenever the short-term line, the yellow line, crosses above the blue line, is what we call the golden cross. All you want to do is you want to be looking to purchase when these things happen. Look at the impact the golden cross has. The moment it crosses, what happened to the share price? Went up, went down? Went up. When the yellow line crosses below the blue line, what happened? Let's simplify it in the grandest scheme of things. All we really need to know is what is happening in the short-term trend in price. Make sense? Okay. This is Jollibee, by the way. And I'll talk about this in terms of, you guys know what happened to Jollibee the last few days? What happened to Jollibee? Ano balita sa Jollibee the last few days? May binili sila, di ba? Ano binili nila? Coffee bean, right? Do you think the market liked what Coffee Bean, their purchase of Coffee Bean? Yes or no? How do I know? How do you know? How do you know? Nabasa ba ninyo sa dyaryo? How do you know? This is, for you guys who don't know, this is Jollibee. This is the share price of Jollibee. What day do you think it was when they purchased Coffee Bean, when it was announced? Guys, the market is not stupid. When did the golden cross happen? When Jollibee purchased Coffee Bean announced, or before that? Before that. It means before that happened, the market already knew there's a problem. Do you understand? The market is smart. The market is efficient, and the market price knows everything. You get what I'm saying? So you have to understand, these are things that even hindi pa nangyayari sa Jollibee deal, there's a problem already. Yes or no? Yes. Make sense? Okay, next. This is FINMA Corp. You guys ever heard of FINMA Corp? Probably. Yes or no? Ngayon lang, no? Okay, let's take a look at this. In FINMA Corp, you see this announcement? Ayala Corp Energy purchases FINMA Corp. Is that important? When Ayala buys your company, is that good or bad? Good or bad? How many think good? Ayala's purchasing your company. Okay, if you are not the owner, If Ayala purchases anything, is that good or bad? Good. Do you understand? If you are the owner, bad. If you are not, if you are the investing public, is this good or bad? It's good. You see what I'm saying? All right. What does this mean? Before the announcement, what happened to share price? Gumagalaw na, yes or no? You see what I'm saying? Price tells so much about, even if hindi mo pa alam ng balita, the price already knows. Make sense? So these are things you want to be able to keep in mind. Okay? So what happened in the end? They injected Ayala AC Energy into FINMA. That's why the share price went up so much. You see what I'm saying? Right? So these are the potential outcomes. Price tells you so much, hindi pa nangyayari. The price broke above the blue line, yes or no? For the longest time, are people making money or losing money at the bottom of that chart? Making money, losing money? Losing money. All of a sudden, isang araw, making money ng mga tao, yes or no? What was the impact of that? You see the impact of that? Share prices went from 130 all the way to 290. That's almost triple your money in a year. Is that a lot of money? How many would be happy making 3 times your money in a year? Wala? Nobody wants to make 3 times their money in a year? Guys, you have to remember, these are opportunities every single day that happen. This is the stock market for you. And the more you spend time, somebody here was asking me, how much is it to invest, to learn how to invest? You can open an account at our booth, COL Financial, in the back for 1,000 pesos. But it's not about making the money in the beginning. This is what I want you guys to know. Even if you are opening your own business, are you going to expect things to be tough at certain periods of time? Yes or no? Do you expect that you will make mistakes? Yes or no? That's the same thing in the stock market. When you are investing in the market, you will make mistakes. You will have periods where you need to learn more than you need to. Do you understand? Every single day. But you have to start somewhere. You will not learn how to manage ridiculous sums of money tomorrow if you don't start at 1,000 pesos. Make sense? So we're just giving you the tools and the perspectives of what the market is thinking. And it's your job to go out and do the rest. Understand? All right, so I'll wrap this up with this. This is demographics. Anyone ever heard of demographics? Yes or no? Okay. Demographics is a picture of your population. This is what it looks like. Okay? And you see the 20 to 24, all the way up to 65, that's your working class. Okay? Working class is supposed to support the elderly and supposed to support the young. Tama? You want the bulk of your population to be in that portion. Yes or no? Yes. Okay. So I'm just going to give you guys a few ideas of what I want you guys to tell me whether or not this is good demographics or bad demographics. Okay? Okay. This is the first step. This is Germany and Japan. What does it look like? People are young or old? Old. Is there enough replenishment in the population? Yes or no? Is this good or bad? This is terrible. This is what we call dying population. Tama? This is terrible. Okay, next. China. Why does China look like that? One-child policies, that's right. Okay? And the bottom right is India. India looks like a Hershey's Kiss, tama? Is this good or bad? Why is this important? Why do I show this to you guys? Because it's important for you to know that demographics plays a huge role in the growth of any economy. Do you understand? You want to be buying those those demographics are fantastic because domestic consumption continues to grow. Do people need to be fed? Yes or no? Will Jollibee make more money if there are more people? Yes. Do you understand? More people means there are more Jollibees that you need to open for people to eat. Yes or no? Yes. Guys, these are direct drivers to the growth of any economy. So why do I show you this? What do you think the Philippines looks like? It looks like a pyramid. And I give this to you guys because you have to understand the Philippines is one of the best stories in the entire planet today. I talk about, I love the look on your face. Like, what? Seryoso ba yan? Totoo yun. The only people who don't believe in the Filipino story are the Filipinos. I trade the entire world globally. And I know that every time people are looking at the Philippines, they know it's not just Jollibee and Manny Pacquiao. The Filipinos is one of the greatest stories in this planet today. And you have to believe that. We're small and there are multitudes of opportunity. And the best part, there is what we call disparity. It's going to take time, but that's something that I know, I look at your faces, mga bata kayo, yes or no? You guys will be able to reap the benefits of this in the next 10, 15, 20, 30 years. But you have to start yesterday, today. Make sense? All right, so I'm going to close with this. Most of the problems in life come because of two reasons. The first, we act without thinking. Ako yan. Pag may idea ko, fire, fire, fire. Hindi ako ready in fire. Right? The second, we keep thinking without acting. Guys, I encourage you guys to come and invest in the Filipino story, invest in yourselves. Financial literacy is something the Filipinos need. Right? If you need to learn more, please, we encourage you guys to go to the booth in the back, colfinancial.com. And I hope I'll see you in the seminars there one day. All right? So thank you very much. I hope you guys have a wonderful day.
Another round of warm applause to our speaker, Sir Lawrence Lee. Thank you. Seat on the stage. By the way, I just would like to correct myself. Earlier, Sir Lawrence is actually the CEO of CD Securities Incorporated. Sir, sorry. Medyo outdated yung information. Anyway, let's move on to the next session. This is going to be the Q&A. So I hope you have submitted your questions through our app, medyo advanced tayo. And to help facilitate this Q&A, I would like to introduce your moderator for this session, Ms. Mariel Montavido. She is from UP Diliman, and I think she has been elected as the president of a premier finance student group with over 400 members. So again, round of applause to our moderator, Ms. Mariel.
Hi guys, good afternoon. Hi sir.
Okay, thank you.
Are you guys still awake? Okay, so before we actually proceed with the questions, I just want to get a feel of our audience. So who here are also students? Are we all students? Most of us are students. You're a student at heart. And honestly, as a student, we've been trying to understand the stock market. And as you said earlier when we were talking, it's quite impossible to fully grasp it within 35 minutes. Which is why we have a lot of questions for you, sir.
Sure.
So are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
What's my favorite color? It's green.
Oh.
It's the color of money, right?
How can we be like you, sir? What's the first step?
How to be like me? Start from who you are. You'll never become me because you might be better than me. You have to remember that. And you can only become the best version of yourself. You'll never become the best version of anybody else.
Okay, so we have 3 questions about the stock market actually from our audience. So let's start with the first one. So earlier in our plenary talk, we were actually talking about the volatility of the market currently, given the political movements and also the trade war in China.
Yeah.
So given all of these, do you think that it's actually the right step to start trading, investing in the stock market now?
Okay. When you talk about that, that's 2 questions. The first one is trading. The second one is investing. If you're going to be, so I'll tackle the easier one, which is investing. And like I showed you guys earlier in terms of demographic, what our demographics look like, in terms of the overall story of the Philippines is in a great place. You have to remember, the rest of the world is not. That's the problem, right? So the rest of the world, you have trade war, you have all of these concerns of globally, China slow down, whatever it is. And their picture is different from our picture. So our picture is a picture of growth. It's a picture of continuous young, skilled workers that go and work globally. You have to remember that, right? So the Philippine picture in terms of investing is going to be fantastic over the next 20, 30, 50 years. That one is sure. The only thing there is that in the short term, we might have some problems because of what's happening outside. And you have to remember, when we talk about disparity, there's only disparity if prices come down. So that means that whenever prices are coming down, it's giving you guys more opportunity to purchase at cheaper levels. Parang bumibili kayo ng 3-day sale, less 10, less 5, alam ko ito. Okay, so you got to think about it that manner, that any form of volatility and prices coming down is an opportunity.
Okay, but then if we're students and we're more risk averse, do you think it's the right step to do it right now?
It should have been yesterday. But you have to talk about it in the long-term picture, and that's why we encourage you guys to buy great companies. That's why we support CFA and not your random Facebook group that allows you to trade speculative companies. Is because we want you guys to be buying great companies over time. That's really important.
All right, so our second question is actually quite related, so it's more in the context of the Philippines. So also earlier in the plenary, we learned that the PSE index has been trading sideways, which you also talked about earlier, and it's been quite hard to predict because of that. So what's your personal outlook on the market?
I think that, I'll be honest with you, the short term, we'll talk about the short term. The short term, there's no real reason for prices to run away, unfortunately, right? But I also don't see any significant downside for the market. So what's going to happen is that it's going to take something significant, whether or not there's a resolution on the trade war, whether or not China is able to recover, whether or not Hong Kong, there's a resolution in Hong Kong. It's going to take something significant in order for prices and the perception of prices to move. But until that point where something changes, I don't see any reason why markets should be running away. Doesn't mean that there are not individual stocks that will move, but on a broad market level, that's what I see.
So you mentioned there's a lot of moving parts and a lot of things to consider. So given that, what's your go-to strategy when your trades go wrong? Like, what's the first thing that you would do if, say, you did a wrong move in your trade?
Right. I think that, so if you ask me, my answer will be different from everyone else's answer. I manage a team of 45 traders every single day. And each guy is different. What their go-to is going to be different. So if you're going to ask me what my go-to is going to be different from what potentially your go-to is, okay? But to give you guys better context of how you should be doing it, you should just go back to the underlying purpose of why you bought these companies in the first place. I think that's the most important. Because if you know why you bought these companies, in the example, if I'm buying this because I think this company should be worth double or triple over the next 5 to 10 years, why should any short-term volatility change your opinion? You understand? Because a lot of times, natatakot tayo, the market is selling up 15, 20%, natatakot tayo, pero yung pala, yung objective natin is to hold this over the next 5 to 10 years. So why should any short-term volatility change your overall opinion? Right? So you have to remember, the context is always go back to why you purchased these stocks in the first place. Why are you here? Why are you doing the things that you're doing?
Okay, and then there's one last question. So you mentioned earlier that there's a big difference between investing and trading, but unfortunately a lot of people don't really know that difference. So what's your opinion on this? So when will you know that you're ready to start day trading? And when do you think should you just stick to long-term investments? And what's the difference?
So when you say day trading, or like for us, day-to-day trading, because day trading is very different. So one is that you have to start on your underlying purpose of why you want to do it in the first place. So example, I'm a business owner, I'm a employee, I'm a business professional, whatever it is. You have a job, you have a great paying job. We always say don't quit your day job, because you can actually always use the stock market as a form of passive investment. Okay? So if that's the case, let's say you guys aren't really, there's no course in school that says stock market trader. Wala yan. Right? No, it should be fortunately, not unfortunately. Right? Because the stock market as a trader is very difficult. The life of a trader, you can see the volatility of share prices up and down, up and down, up and down. Mahirap maging trader talaga. Okay? But here's the thing. If you guys are a professional, you guys understand that you have a great income stream and you want to be able to do more and have passive income, you can do it. You can make a lot of money in terms of on a passive income level. Okay, so don't forget that. Okay, that's what you call investing, right? So basically making your money work for you, not you working for money, the money is working for you. Okay, that's one. On a trader end though, that depends on the overall passion that you have for trading. Like you're willing to sacrifice the security of having a good paycheck on a month-to-month basis and having to jump into a level of volatility, but you have to want it. That's why we have put up a school that's called Caleb Trading Institute. And the reason for doing that is because there are people who really want to get into that life of trading. And they're willing to give up the level of security that you get from a day-to-day paycheck and actually go in and want to be able to have an expertise in markets. And it takes a lot of experience, it takes a lot of, you have to learn, right? That's why there's a school for it, right? And yeah, I think really is that the level of security and the level of passion. If you're willing to go beyond that level of security, and you know it's going to be difficult, but you're willing to put that passion and interest in it. You have to stay open-minded, by the way. If you're not open-minded, this is not the industry for you. All right?
Thank you so much, Sir Lawrence.
Thank you.
Please, sir, a round of applause.